My name is Tony Harold. I'm a native of Norfolk, Virginia. Went to Booker T for a little while, graduated from Maury. Graduated from Maury. Both boos? Both boos. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And after Maury boo, I went over to Hampton University. I don't know if that's that's a big deal. We're both alum there. Majored in accounting and worked as an accountant, as a CPA for very, very large CPA firms. And then went into the real estate world. I knew for a very, very long time that I really wanted to be in real estate. And so I went into accounting to really learn how to run businesses. And after 10 years of running other people's businesses and really having a good foundation, knowing how to run large businesses like Bank of America and a lot of businesses that y'all probably drive by and y'all have utilized. I've helped, as an auditor, I've helped to run those businesses and make sure that they're running well. And then I went out into real estate 20 years ago, and I've been building a real estate company. So that's my background, but I think my topic here today, Mr. Varner, is to share how I did it in the next 15 minutes. So how I built my real estate investment company. So I'm not a real estate agent. Well, I was. I'm not currently functioning as a real estate agent. I function as a real estate investor. And the short version of the way I built Affinity Capital, and so this is my website, and it kind of gives a futuristic picture. Our office is not that big, although we are in a building that tall. And we are on a floor on the 18th floor. So our views do look like this. We can see downtown Norfolk exactly like this. We're in the old Wells Fargo Bank building beside Chrysler House, now UBS, Wells Fargo, the one with the colorful lights on the top of it. Yeah, we're on the 18th floor. So when we look at downtown Norfolk, it's interesting. I didn't even realize that. We do look just like that, but it gives a feel of largeness. We are kind of a boutique type of a company, and boutique means that you're small, 5, 6, 7 people, but you can be small and very, very, very powerful. And I believe that we are. So how did we build it? Gosh, well, for 20 years, I ran other people's businesses, and I was employed, and I did a good job. I did my best, gave it my best, but I was studying. I was always studying real estate, and I was studying a lot of other business. I just really studied a lot of successful businesses, you know, whether it was Jay-Z's company, Rock Nation, or whether it was Denzel Washington's company, or Tyler Perry's company, or Drake's company, or Missy Elliott's company, or somebody in the medical field that I knew personally, like a family member of mine that it's a part of Suffolk Anesthesia Associates, and they're partners of anesthesiologists and how successful they are and how they're in these hospitals. So as a business major, as an accountant and a business administration major, a business major studies business. But what most people do is they get a major, but then they don't really do it. They don't really take it seriously. If you're going to become a mechanical engineer, you should be doing some engineering. And you should not only be doing it, you should be studying it. If you're going to be a nurse or in nursing, yeah, you can go to work and do it, but you can also study it. You can study the thing that you're doing, the career that you're in, to have an honesty or self-awareness about, you know, is it really a good, as a matter of fact, you should do that before you go into the career. Is it really a good career? Is that thing really going well? I have a lot of doctor friends that are doctors, of course, currently, and they did all that it took to get into the medical field. It takes a lot to become a doctor, 8, 9, 10 years, and then you work for 8, 9, 10 years, 20 years of your life, only to find out that you really don't like being a doctor because medicine is changing. You're putting people on drugs and not really helping them to get healthy or heal, and they're getting out of medicine and they're actually going into real estate, which is very interesting. They want to do what I do. They want to own apartments. So, but the simplicity of it is I was working for a large business and doing very well at that. And I was studying real estate to transition out of someone else's business and into real estate. I was studying real estate. And since he turned to it, I guess I'll scroll up and down a little bit. When I first started, I was flipping houses at about 120,000. And then we bought some land in Ocean View on the beach, and we built 4 duplexes. No, we built 2 duplexes, one right here and one right there. And each one of them sold for 250,000. So that's 250, that's a $500,000. That's 250, $500,000 added together. It's $1 million, but the value was 2. Then $2 million. And then we bought a building on Granby Street by the Granby Theater. That's not actually it, but it looks sort of like that. It was a 4-story apartment building, and we turned it into apartments. And then what did we do? More flips. And then in 2020, we bought this. I found this deal. This was my biggest deal of my life. My book is named after it. It's in Newport News, Virginia. It's called Autumn Lakes Apartments, and it's a 300-unit apartment building. And I had been flipping houses for 15 years or so. And after studying, I said, how did I build my business? I studied real estate. YouTube was my university. And I studied it for a long time, 10 years. You can get a master's degree in a shorter period of time. But after studying, I went out and I found a very, very large property, 300-unit apartment community. So I bought a whole neighborhood. I don't know what neighborhood you live in, but I probably could own your neighborhood. And we bought, yeah, so we bought it for 13 million. We raised 4 million, and then the value, so that's 17 million, and then the value increased to $50 million. But here's the secret to how I built my building. And then after that, we did several more. We did 215 units in Virginia Beach off of the money we made off of that one. Then I flipped another house. I'm missing one somewhere. Where's my 700 unit? Is my 700 unit? Oh, that's just right there. So we did a 215 unit in Virginia Beach. That's just a couple of them. And then we went down to North Carolina. I should have had an aerial view. That's just one. And we bought 700 units, and that was worth 100. Well, it will be worth 100 million. We bought it for 30. It's a really
worth how much?
100 million. We bought it for 30. It's 700 units. It was condemned. The city of Jacksonville, North Carolina, was condemning. When we bought 700 units, only 144 apartments. I'm sorry, units means apartments. I apologize. And I don't mean to go so fast, but more, this is for Mr. Varner. Only 144 of them were occupied. The rest of them were being condemned. And it's a very risky endeavor. But back to, and these are just others. That's another flip for 300,000 or 400,000. And this is an apartment we're buying in Ocean View, 22 units for 1 million. It'll be worth 3. But the question is how did I build my business? And so after buying this one, 300 units, kind of like you all that want to give back. Who said want to give back? It was a few of you that want to give back. I realized that we had done something very, very special. I was 100,000 on all of that other stuff prior to that. On this one in March 5th, 2022, I became a millionaire. A lot of people in life want to do businesses and become a millionaire. I got a check for about $1 million when we finished. And my partner got a check for about 7 million, younger guy. But the way that I built my business was because over all of those periods of time in accounting and in real estate, I did my deals inside other companies that already had done it. I didn't try to do things on my own by myself from scratch. You can build a business, a law firm from scratch. You can get your law degree, graduate from school, and go out there and rent you an office and get a business card and start doing law. It may take you longer because you're gonna need a lot of money. If you got a lot of money, you can do it that way. If your parents are gonna put in, or if your cousin is Kendrick Lamar or somebody's got to give you money. So it can be a little bit difficult when you're doing it from scratch. But a lot of people start that way. And if that's how it happens organically, then that's how it happens. But for me, a better way, maybe a faster way, is I found this and I didn't try to do it by myself. I didn't go get Mr. Varner and go get Eric Majette and go get some guys that know how to paint and hammers and nails and carpentry and try to figure out how to do this by myself. I went and found another team of people that had done it many, many, many times. I took it to them and I didn't even keep it all. I really kind of gave the deal to them and they got like 80–90% of it. I only got 10%, still made $1 million. If I had got 50%, it really would have been fun. But the secret there is I took it to people that were more successful. You can do that in nursing. You can do it in any business. And then once you learn how to be successful inside their company and you have a lot of money and you have your own offices and you have your own teams, you can then leave and go out on your own and you're already successful. Another concept of that, if this were a food business, like if I just wanted to make hamburgers, instead of making hamburgers myself, I could buy a franchise like McDonald's. Those are called what? You know what they're called? What type of business McDonald's is called? It's called a franchise. You ever heard of the word franchise? Yeah, that's when you buy a business that's already successful. It's already, the systems and processes and everything are already proven. May cost a little bit of money, like $5 million or whatever. You may say, well, that's a lot of money, but people like me will give you $5 million to buy a McDonald's. But that's how it is. Even somebody like, who's ever heard of Michael Jordan? Everybody, who's got Nikes on? Boom. So why is he so successful? Did he go start his own NBA team? No, what did he do? What team did he join? The Chicago Bulls. And he built all of his businesses inside the Chicago Bulls. While he was inside the Chicago Bulls, somebody else's business, they gave him a big fat contract to play basketball, to do what he loved to do. So make sure all these things that you've shared that you want to do, make sure you're going to really love engineering. Make sure you're going to really love law. If you get in one kind of law, you find out you don't like it, people shooting at you or something, go get in go get in another kind of law, IP law or business law or real estate lawyers. My lawyers, when we did this deal at the end, we paid our lawyers $146,000 just for one deal. So anyway, I think I'm done. So the concept is to do what if you're going to start a business, try to do it inside of another engineering firm. Do it inside first. Become very, very successful. Have all of your resources like Michael Jordan. He was playing for the Bulls when he got his Nike contract. He still had that protection of being inside the Chicago Bulls. Who's your favorite R&B artist? And I'm gonna shut down. Who's your favorite R&B or hip hop artist? Favorite? Somebody give me their favorite. Beyonce. Well, now she has her own label, but when she started, she started her business inside of whatever like record label. I don't know if it was Sony or whatever record label it was. She started her business inside a record label, became very, very successful over a number of years. Then she took all that money and she started the label that she has today. So that's kind of how I started my business inside. I took a big piece of real estate to another business that knew how to do it better than me. Just like hip hop and musicians, when musicians go to a record label, they get a little bit of % of their deal in the beginning. And they go out on tour, they make a lot of records, they become successful. Then they come back and they say, I want to buy my own contracts out and I want to start my own record label. And they go and they do what they do. So it's very similar in any industry, in medicine and anything that you do, you can pretty much duplicate the model. Go and partner with people that are already successful, learn everything that you can learn. And then you can either stay there and become a partner in that established business and take it over and own it. Or like you can leave and go do your own. Any questions before I shut it down? Gotta be Newport News. It paid me the biggest check. Modeling. That project took us 18 months and we were there every day. I lived in Virginia Beach at the time. And this is in Newport News. And our offices, actually, the team that I joined, their offices were over in Norfolk by Booker T. Boo, boo. And we moved our offices, and this is called dedicated focus, actually called laser focus, when you're going to do something huge. when Beyonce is going to go out on tour or whatever, you have to have laser focus when you're doing massive projects like that. We moved our offices out of our Norfolk offices, and we went and occupied an empty 2-bedroom. And we set up our computers and monitors and printers, and every morning for 18 months, I got up and drove from downtown Virginia Beach to Newport News to work. So we were there every day, Monday through Friday, Monday through Saturday, to make sure that it was completed and completed well. And that's probably why it was so successful. If it had been in Texas, it may not have gone as fast, may not have been as successful. And that's a part of our business model as well.
I have a question.
Yes.
So you mentioned that you have only a few people within your firm, but it is large. What roles do they occupy within, not your firm, within your company?
Company, firm, same thing. They occupy administration, which is extremely important because those are the people that keep our calendars organized so that we can leave on time and get places on time, and our documents are correct and our legal documents are correct. So administration is a very, very important role. Marketing, our marketing pro is extremely important. That's the person that keeps us out there and helps us to raise money. That's the person that sits in the office and we feed them pizza all day and whatever they want to eat. And they call our investors and make sure that our investors are coming to our presentations and helping us to show them what we do so they'll be excited about doing these kinds of deals. And then we have property managers or asset managers. Those are the people after we buy these types of things and they're running good. A big secret in real estate is you got to keep them running good or they will decline. You know, like anything, like if you have a car or a bicycle, if you leave your bicycle out in the rain, it's going to get rusty. You got to take care of it. So those are some of the major roles that we have. Now, those are the ones in the office. And that's why we keep our team small, because we don't need that many people. We basically need to raise capital, find deals, and then buy them, and then do construction. So it's about 4 or 5 different deals. But outside of the office, we have lawyers that we pay a lot of money. And we have attorneys, we have CPAs and accountants and bookkeepers, and we have a board of advisors. If you go to our team page, if you go up to company and go down to team, and then scroll down, first there's me, a handsome guy. Keep on going.
Bougie.
Keep on, bougie.
Hampton Bougie.
One partner, my biggest investor. He put about $350,000 in, goes to my church. Come on down. And then the lady on the left, that's my bookkeeper, my accountant, my CPA. The guy on the right, that's my attorney. He's in White Plains, New York. This next guy right here, he's an advisor. He has a company in Orlando, Florida. He's not here in my office. He's an advisor. And he actually manages about 3,500 apartments. I manage 1,200. So I manage 1,200.
I didn't realize Tyler was, whoa. Yo, he's big. And
yes.
Woo! I didn't know that. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yes.
Okay.
And then locally, a fraternity brother of mine. Not fraternity, Hamptonian.
He's a Hamptonian.
Hamptonian and fraternity brother is an advisor. He was worked for Newport News Shipyard for 33 years and was head of investor relations for a $9 billion company. So to have him as an advisor is an extreme honor. Another fraternity brother of ours who's a pastor and owns a company here, and another advisor. So thank you for your question. I know my time is up, but you all just so excited about what you're doing. You've got plans for your careers. The last thing I'll leave you with is the thing that has made me successful are those people that I just pulled up. They are my advisors, and a couple of them are my mentors. And whatever you're going to get ready to do, when you get ready to go in to interview for these jobs in your careers, in the interview, ask them if they have a mentor track. Are y'all familiar with a mentor track?
Yes.
Mentor track, ask for a mentor track. And what that means is once you start to work there as a new engineer, Who's going to be the person that mentors you, that helps you in your career in your first year, your second year, your third year, your fourth year, your fifth, your sixth, to help you be successful in that company? If I had to start all over again and graduate from Hampton University and go and work for that CPA and go and work for that CPA firm and interview and ask them questions, you know how they, at the end of the interview, they say, do you have any questions? That needs to be one of your questions. Do you have a mentorship track? Who would be my mentor?
I got one last question before you wrap up. You can make
Yes.
it quick. Most of us don't know about the Freedman's Bank. You're reinvigorating the Freedman's Bank.
Yes.
Can you give us a 30-second discussion on what the Freedman Bank was?
Wow. In 1865, when Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation to free the slaves, there were millions of slaves. They knew that black people would be working now and have money and would need a bank to put it into where they felt safe. Of course, black folk didn't feel safe with white folks, so they didn't want to put their money in a white bank. So Congress created the Freedmen's Savings and Loan Association, which later became the Freedmen's Bank. It spread south of DC, where the White House, where Congress was, into all of the slave-oriented states. So 17 states, 37 cities. They had 37 branches in that bank. And our people came out of slavery and worked really, really hard for 14 years. 100,000 people deposited into that bank in all the cities, over $57 million. And unfortunately, in 1879, there was a recession and the bank crashed, and actually our money was stolen. And so I have a vision, and I have an LLC, a corporation, where we have named one of our real estate investment companies the Freedman's Bank of 1865 Real Estate Investments. And in that LLC, we've raised more than 1.2 million. And our goal is to get on a tour bus next year, probably April, before people get out of school. And we're going to go to all those cities, and we're going to go to HBCUs and other colleges and places of education. And just like I just did, we're going to inform our students about the Freedman's Bank. We'll probably have a digital wallet where a person will be able to go online and download from their Apple or their Android and open up an account if you're 18 years of age or older and be a part of the new Freedman's Bank. We're going to re-raise the $57 million that was lost, and we're going to, and that was stolen. That was stolen.
And the government did nothing, even though they know who stole it.
Right. Well, the bank president stole it. He was a old redneck. And we're going to re-raise the money and invest it back in our communities in real estate. And my goal is to show people in those markets how to do what I did with that other property. I became a millionaire on one deal. So I want to find a young guy or young woman in those 37 cities that would like to get involved in real estate and learn from me how to do what I did, so I can do to others what happened to me on March 5th, 2022. Young guy wrote me a check for $1 million. And it would be cool for me to just keep the money and build my company and just go out and have fun with money. But I think it would be even more cool to have a reputation where at some point I wrote her a check for $1 million because she's interested in learning about real estate. So that's the Freedman's Bank, and that's what we're doing with it. We have already reestablished it, and at some point in the future, you'll probably see something online and social media, and you'll be able to just click and open up an account. How many of y'all 18? Anybody in here 18? So anyway, thank you for your time. Thank you so much, Mr. Varner. I appreciate it, and much success to you all.